The 5 P's for raising money are people, product, progress, passion, and persistence. So let's repeat that. The 5 P's for raising money are people, product, progress, passion, and persistence. So start off with number 1, people. The first and foremost thing that someone will invest in, whether it's an angel investor, a VC, or friends and family, is a person. Before people invest in ideas, they invest in people. So remember, whenever you're raising money, you have to first sell yourself. Friend in the back over there, Mark Sigel, and he's sitting there with a laptop. Mark, raise your hand for a second. When we were starting Docstoc, Mark was working for a company called Price Grabber. And Price Grabber's co-founder and CEO, his name was Cameron Porzanjani. And at this point, I had raised about $750,000 for Docstoc. And Mark set up a lunch meeting for the two of us. And we sat down and we talked for about 45 minutes. And at the end of that 45 minutes, and we didn't really talk about the business much. In the 45 minutes, we probably talked about Docstoc and what was going on there about maybe 15, 20% of the time. At the end of that 45 minutes, Cameron said to me, how much of a check do you want for your business? Mark, would you say that that's a relatively fair representation of how that lunch went? Okay. What Cameron was making an assessment is he looked at me as an entrepreneur and he said, this is the kind of entrepreneur I want to bet on. He's got a set of qualities that I like. I probably reminded Cameron to what he was like as an entrepreneur in that time. He had made a lot of money with Price Grabber. The company sold for over $500 million. And he had been doing angel investing. And for him, more important than the business idea was what the entrepreneur and team was behind it. And once he got comfortable with that, that's what he needed to know. He had a warm recommendation from a person he knew and trusted, so he knew coming in I was a vetted source. He got to size me up. Now, that happened a lot more quickly than it would traditionally normally happen, and it happened for any investor I've ever since dealt with or before. But it shows you that what Cameron was looking to invest in at that time was the person, the co-founder of the business. More than anything else, people invest in people. If you have a track record of success of starting and building successful businesses, you will find that raising money is very easy. Now, what if you don't have that? Let's go on to the next thing. Number 2 is people will invest in your business idea, in your product. If it's a website, they'll want to look at what you've built. If it's a physical product, they'll want to see what you have. If it's a store, they'll want to see what you've mocked up or created, or the salon that you have. They want to see that you have a product that other people want. And if investors see that you have built a product that's engaging and is different or better than the other products like it on the market, then they will say, hey, this is something that we believe could get lots of adoption from customers, from users, and my source of capital can really help this grow. Number 3, progress. Investors want to see momentum. What they don't want to do is say, if you go to the investor and say, you know what, I got this great idea for something. I just need money to build it out and to get customers. Well, what have you done other than come up with an idea? Now, if you go to the same investor and say, well, I've got a great idea, I put together a business plan, now I need money to build it out and to get customers. Okay, well, what more did you do besides building it out? If you can go to an investor and say, I've got an idea, I put together a business plan, I set up the business, and on the limited amount of money that I had at my disposal, I actually built a product. That's meaningfully more impressive. Now, if you can go to an investor and say, I came up with an idea, I built a business, I put together a business plan, I incorporated the business, I got everything in line, I built out the product, I have a salon, I have an online product, I have a physical product, and you know what? I got my first 100 customers, and I'm already grossing some money. That's the business I want to invest in. That's the person that on very little resources somehow made a lot happen. That's the kind of person that you would want to invest in. That's the kind of person that the investor wants to invest in. People invest in progress. The more that you can get done, the more that you've pointed to that you've accomplished with limited resources gives you more leverage to say, well, look at all I did with this $10,000 I had when it was just myself. Imagine what I can do with the $100,000 of your money. Number 4, passion. There was a great quote that I was taught when I was studying sales a long time ago, which is, we all buy things on emotion and then justify afterwards with logic. Right? It's got a lot of truth to it if you think about it, right? We buy things on emotion, but we justify with logic. The investor in your business will do the same thing. He or she will invest on emotion and will justify with logic. And what's the emotion? I like this person. I like these co-founders. I like this business idea. I get a good feeling from them. Before they have that emotional feeling, no amount of logic is going to make them want to invest. Because they're not investing in a physical asset. Maybe they do that for a piece of property. Maybe they do that for, a different stock and a bond where they just go straight to numbers. You're asking them to invest in you, which means you've got to make that an emotional connection, which means you've got to be passionate about your idea. And however passionate you are about the thing you're most passionate in life, you better be twice as passionate about your business. And they've got to see it and hear it and feel it because they know that your passion is a commodity you can trade to get things done in your business. I'll repeat that. Your passion is a commodity you can trade to get things done in your business. People want to be around other passionate people. They want to feed off that energy. They want to feed off their certainty. So the more passionate you are about your business, the more a potential investor will know that you will be able to get more done than somebody else who isn't as passionate about that idea. And they need to see and hear and feel that energy about why you love this business, about why you're willing to work on it for the next 10 years of your life, why you're going to make it a success. And the last P is persistence. Are you willing to keep going after and doing whatever it takes to raise the money that you need? There was one investor that wasn't even putting a lot of money into our company. It was something like $25,000. But he was one of the co-founders of MySpace. And I just told myself, if I get him to come in, it's going to help build credibility for the round of money I'm trying to raise, and I will be able to subsequently raise more and more money. And so I just called this person every single week and asked for meeting after meeting after meeting. And I'm not kidding. He may have invested in our business just so that I would leave him alone. But when I set my mind to it, I wasn't going to give up. And what happens is that also becomes an indicator to the investor of how you're going to be in your business. When they see how persistent you are to raise the money, they're going to know, hey, this is how persistent this person is going to be to get customers, to build a team, to make sure they're building a great product. And they're going to use it as a representation of how you're going to run your business. The 5 Ps that make a difference are the people behind it, what's your track record of success, the product you're building, the progress you're getting, the passion you have, and the persistence you demonstrate. And if you fail at any single one of those, you're meaningfully decreasing the likelihood that you're going to be able to raise money.